I'm Lily Adams.
I'm David Bourne.
I'm Spirva Sakopoulos, and we are presenting Domino's Pizza.
Domino's mission statement is founded in 1960. Domino's is the recognized world leader in pizza delivery, operating a network of company-owned and franchise-owned stores in the United States and international markets. Domino's is a company of exceptional people on a mission to be the best pizza delivery company in the world. Domino's vision statement is, our vision is simple. We want to be the #1 pizza company in the world and in every neighborhood. Between both their mission statement and vision statement, their goal is to be the best. Now let's look at Domino's financial statements and ratios. Before going into them, just to make aware, COVID-19 is something that has materially affected many companies' financial statements going into the year. Although we have not concluded 2020, so we use the 2019 annual report. So most of these trends will not take into consideration COVID. However, partial data from 2020 was considered in the trailing 12 months calculations on the income statement. So looking at the income statement, Domino's had a large increase in sales and cost of goods sold, meaning they were producing much more than they were back in 2016 and 2017. So this is good for the business as it shows that they are growing. One thing that was not growing that you can see had a trend, if you look at the trend line on the right side, is that taxes actually heavily decreased. If you look, that started in 2017 going into 2018, and this must have been due to the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that was implemented by President Trump in December 2017. So once we break down the income statement into the different margins, it becomes easier to see the trends. So gross margin and profit margin, as you can see, have been steadily increasing since 2016. However, there was a slight decrease in gross margin from 38.8% to 38.5% from 2019 to the last 12 months, which is partial 2020 and partial 2019. So this slight decrease could be due to COVID, but it is also very slight and it's too hard to tell. The outlier here is operating margin because that has actually been both up and down within the last 5 years. And a decrease in operating margin in the last couple of years going from 18% in 2016, 17 down to 17% like currently. This can be due to more outside investments that the company is making and less money strictly coming from their operations, which is their pizza delivery. So this could be good for the business because they're expanding and investing more. But the downside is less profits from things that are known, such as their operations of pizza delivery. So it's a little bit too early to tell, especially with the up and down nature in the last few years, whether this is good or bad for Domino's. Now we're looking at some other key ratios. So earnings per share, both basic and diluted, are increasing in the last year, which is a good sign. But the reason for this, as you can see, the basic average shares and diluted average shares have actually decreased. So this means that the company bought back some shares in form of treasury stock. And the reason they do this is once they take back some of the shares, their outstanding shares become more valuable, as you can see by the earnings per share. One other ratio to note is the times interest earned, and it has increased from 4.0 to 4.29 from 2018 to 2019. And this is good for investors because it means the company is less risky in terms of their solvency. These ratios are too hard to tell what they mean on their own, so you have to actually look at the industry to compare them to. So, like I said, the industry would be their competitors such as Papa John's, Pizza Hut, and Little Caesars. So when looking at the Domino's versus industry average, you would see that Domino's is strong in operating margin, their equity ratios, and their liquidity ratios. Domino's is slightly below average on earnings per share and gross profit. So looking at their below average earnings per share, you can see that they're already taking that into consideration from the last slide, as we talked about their EPS has increased and their shares have decreased. So they've already started to increase their earnings per share by buying back some of their stocks. So it shows, it's a good sign that Domino's is aware of their industry average and that they're trying to increase.
When looking into the key external factors for Domino's, we use Domino's annual 10K and their annual report from the most previous 2 quarters to get a better understanding of the company's position in multiple markets and the overall fast food industry before and during COVID. During our analysis, we calculated Domino's has an above average EFE score of 2.95. This could be highly attributed to the excellent job Domino's has done with largely international expansion, expanding to over 90 countries, roughly around 17,000 stores worldwide. According to their most annual report, more than half of Domino's sales comes from outside the United States. The majority of the new sales come from countries such as India, China, and Japan. Domino's use of technology on their website and their app has put them in front of competitors such as Papa John's, Little Caesars, and Pizza Hut, as said before, in this category of technological information. Domino's still lags behind competitors by not offering a healthy line of menu items, as the current trend is going towards a more healthier route in today's world. As said before, for the EFE, we use the exact same documents for Domino's, their annual 10K and their annual financial report from the previous 2 quarters. During our analysis of the IFE, we calculated Domino's has again an above average IFE score of 3.34. This is likely because of their internal strengths Domino's has, such as their excellent brand equity and their company culture, their delivery speed and their promise to customers on fast delivery, and their use of technology in today's world, which is more tech savvy and easier for customers to receive their products. Domino's is exclusively delivery and takeout business, reducing their overhead by not offering dine-in space at all. Domino's is clearly experiencing rapid growth, especially internationally, as said before, in 90 countries. While the company has many more locations than these competitors such as Papa John's, Pizza Hut, and Little Caesars, the dine-in space post-COVID could be a space where customers would want to leave their house and enjoy pizza outside. Domino's did take advantage of one opportunity in the previous slide from the EFE, which was a strong supply chain during COVID, which they switched completely when the COVID started. Domino's has established a domestic supply chain, meaning that the supplier of the company is the company itself. The company can easily track cost issues and effects of priced products easier than if they had a supplier outside of the US. In the future, if Domino's ever changed their domestic supply chain and went back to their old supply chain, this could affect customers' trust in the company to put a stable product out on a consistent basis. This being said, their newly adapted supply chain is easier and is making financials tracking for Domino's way easier for them to control costs effectively.
So Domino's fell within the first quadrant of the space matrix, which indicates an aggressive strategic approach, as well as the first region of the IE matrix, calling for grow and build strategies that mirror those of the aggressive approach. And these strategies include market penetration, market development, product development, backward, forward, and horizontal integration, and diversification. Based on this analysis of Domino's Pizza, they should continue to grow and build their business by executing aggressive strategies, using internal strengths to take advantage of external opportunities, overcome internal weaknesses, and avoid external threats. More specifically, these strategies could include offering promotions, increasing advertising, and implementing contactless delivery to increase sales during the pandemic. Emphasizing their delivery efficiency and strong brand equity, and expanding and improving healthy menu items, continuously responding to customer feedback, and maintaining close relationships with their suppliers. And overall, Domino's is a strong and safe leading company to invest in as they continue to grow in response to the current COVID-19 pandemic. That being said, the potential risks for Domino's include disruptions to the supply chain as a result of the pandemic, or internal relations as the country's political sphere transitions. The recent rise of delivery apps and convenience that comes with that could sway customer demand towards substitute products. And lastly, the prosperity of Domino's competitors during COVID-19. It's been similar to their own, as demand for delivery services have increased with the stay-at-home orders. And that concludes our analysis of Domino's strategic approach in the pizza delivery market.